Hey everyone, and welcome back to Kieran Streamer Stories. We are back to normal episodes this week, no longer the lost episodes. I hope you did enjoy them. It was actually really fun to listen back on those because it happened such a long time ago. I'd forgotten exactly what we had said. But onto this week, we have our first international guest of the entire podcast, a man from the Netherlands. He's got 254 followers and is the Jumbo mascot. It is GekkeGundalf. How are you doing today, sir?
Woohoo! Yeah, big applause.
Yeah,
There
big
we go.
applause.
I'm
Yeah.
doing great, Kieran. How about you?
I am doing very well.
Oh, that's great to hear. I'm so energized for this. I'm so ready. We're gonna ace it, the both of us. I just
Both
cannot
of us.
wait.
I like this energy. I like this energy.
We're gonna
I feel
do
like
this.
it's gonna be the best episode ever.
Well, I wouldn't say the best because then you raise the bar really high for like the others. the upcoming the upcoming friends.
Well, you know, you set a high bar just by being here, Gandalf. So, you know, it's a privilege to have you on.
Oh, thank you so much. Take that, everyone.
Everyone listening, fuck you.
Haha, your words, not mine. Haha.
So, Gandalf, as always, let's go back to the start. Let's go back to Baby Gundalf.
Baby Gundalf.
What is it? What's it like growing up in the Netherlands?
The Netherlands actually pretty good. I'm a kid from 1999, so I have witnessed
Oh.
everything before the 2000s, like everything,
Everything.
everything. And growing up in the Netherlands is actually quite good because we have like lovely suburbs where a lot of children gather and play hide and seek and tag, and my childhood with like playing games outside was amazing. Everyone was so warm, and I made actually because I'm a social person, I'm a very social person. I made like a lot of preschool and middle school friends who I don't talk to anymore, or like most of them. But at the time, they were my friends, and every time after dinner, I went out, just rang their doorbells like, "Hello, you want to play tag again? Hey, you want to play hide and seek?" And they were usually like, "Oh, let me ask my mom." And 5 minutes later, they were already outside. I don't know
Nice.
if that was the case or is the case in the UK, but that was like the entirety of the Netherlands had like this vibe. Everyone or every parent let their children out at night to a certain point where the lights get on. There's like a special time when like the sun goes down and it gets a little bit too shady, so all the street lights go on, and that was like the note for everyone to go back inside. Every
Nice,
kid.
nice.
So that was actually a pretty handy tooltip for when you didn't know when to go back. But that was actually, yeah, playing games with everyone has been such a good time. That was little baby me outside. Little baby me inside is somewhere I don't have that many memories of. I do know that, or my mom tells me at least, that I'm not the worst child. I didn't cry as much. I was pretty easy to handle. Um, Now I'm still pretty easy to handle, to be honest. I'm just way more energetic than I was when I was like 6. Could you imagine? No. Yeah. It
No,
is.
I can't. No.
It is that way. Very weird. It seems like I've changed from introvert to like extrovert when I was going through my tens. But now I'm feeling good, and I'm so stoked for this.
Nice, man. It's interesting because like my dad tells me stories of like him going around and knocking on people's doors and stuff when he was a kid, but like when I've been growing up, it was not at all like that. Like it was much more sort of, I suppose you had to have like constant supervision from like parents and stuff, I guess.
Oh, that's so
But it's
weird.
interesting the difference. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that there's less crime in Netherlands, and that's why. Or
Less crime. I wouldn't say less crime, but less crime on like children and kidnapping and stuff.
right. So less fucked up crime.
Exactly.
Basically.
Well, basically, what I have in front of my house is there's like a square of houses all built in like a square, and they all have sight on like a grassy field in the middle. So when children are playing outside, it could not even be your parents or your friend's parents, but 9 out of 10 times there's always someone looking outside. So you're being supervised without being supervised.
Sure.
And I know it's not like in every neighborhood like that, but most of the neighborhoods I've been in, it's practically the same. It was very safe for some reason, and that's what I like about the Netherlands. It's still the case, but now everyone plays video games inside, just like me. I'm still a kid.
True. Very true.
Thank you, Kieran. Thank you for that.
Very true. You're welcome. So, as a kid, obviously you went outside a lot. You played hide and seek, but was there any like hobbies you did like regularly?
I think it was like at an age of 6 when my parents, which were still together by then, sent me to like a Boy Scouts group. Well,
Nice.
it wasn't like Boy Scouts, but there were also like Girl Scouts in like the same building, but you never did things together. So it's basically just Boy Scouts. And we used to go to like the nearby forest, which is like a 2-kilometer walk. Miles, I have no idea. I'm so sorry for you, Kieran, and everyone who's a UK.
That's fine.
Metric systems. Ugh. But we used to go to the forest a lot of the times to build like, I don't know, huts, secret passageways through trees, which weren't really secret at all because you could just see them through the sticks. But that's what we did like almost every week. I remember this one thing, and we called this match dominoes. We had like matches, and we had like a couple of tables filled with sand on top, and everyone put matches in like a dominoes chain reaction. So if one match got ignited, the match ignited the next one, and chain reaction to like the whole thing we all set up, which was actually one of the most amazing things we have ever seen. The whole building was smoking because for some reason we did it inside.
Nice.
Then we got like a sweet visit of the firemen. They told like the bigger scouts, "Don't do this anymore." And from that day onwards, we've never done it again. We just went back to the forest. And that was basically my whole scout period, because I left the Boy Scouts at an age of, what was it? I think it's 12, maybe 13.
And then that was it. No more scouts.
Yeah, no more scouts. I didn't have any more hobbies when I was a kid. I usually just went outside, played games. I faintly remember getting a DS Lite, a silver one. I still have that one. For my 7th or 8th birthday, and I got an R4 card with like ROMs on it. Oh,
Yeah.
Best invention ever, a ROM card for game consoles. It was amazing. And I've played a lot of DS games, mostly Mario Kart. If you want to try to beat me on Mario Kart DS, you literally cannot. I still have. I have a very photogenetic memory. Photo blah blah
Graphic?
memory. Let's call it a photo blah blah memory.
Okay, photo blah blah.
I have a very photo blah blah memory, and I can remember every single frame of every track on the DS. It's so weird. Same for Pokemon. I can just see a little bit of a Pokemon and I'm like, oh yeah, that's Blastoise. Oh yeah. Oh, that's Pikachu. Fuck off, Pikachu. No one likes you, Pikachu.
Wow.
Opinions.
Really, controversial topics on this podcast.
Oh no, they're not controversial. Like more than 80% of like anyone who knows Pokemon knows that Pikachu's just shit.
Hey, these are not my opinions. Just want to put it out there before anyone comes at me. But this is.
Yeah, you can DM me. I'm fine with that.
Gundalf will argue this to his grave.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually very, very glad that they pulled Eevee towards the spotlight a little bit more. So Pikachu always has a counter to Eevee. I'm so glad they pulled another Pokemon into the spotlight because everyone went crazy for Pikachu. And Pikachu is very overrated. Same with Charizard. Charizard is so overrated. Like every Pokemon generation, Charizard this, Charizard that. Oh, just pure shit. But that's my opinion about Pokemon, baby.
What's the best Pokemon then?
The best Pokemon, of course, that's gotta be Luxray.
Luxray.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know this one.
it's like a lion-ish electric cat. If you haven't
Oh, and I
figured
do
it
know,
out
yeah,
by
yeah,
now, my favorite animal is a cat, of course, and
yeah.
I don't care about what kind of cat, what size, what color. If it's like small, you can hold it in your hand, or small, they can hold you in their claws. That's big, not small. I love just cats. Tigers, lions, house cats, easy. Stray cats, love them. Cats are just
Nice.
my favorite animal, and that's why my favorite Pokemon is also a cat.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Big cat fan. What's the opinion on dogs though? That's the real question.
Well, when I was a little kid, a house, or a house. What do you mean a house? There, some neighbors of us had like a Rottweiler dog, and
Oh,
I
okay.
was always scared of that particular dog. I always had like nightmares. There's like a small playground, in between like our house blocks, um, and I always dreamt about going to play there with friends, and my friends left because I don't know, dreams, and poof, they disappeared. Like from all the four entryways, Rottweilers were appearing, and I was trying to climb on the
Oh
roof
my
of
god.
like the playground house, and I was crying, and then I woke up, and then I went to my parents' room, and I was like, ah, I cannot sleep. I had a nightmare. Ah. But
Yeah,
for
that's
some reason,
terrifying.
Rottweiler scared me. But then I got introduced to like other dogs that are not Rottweilers, and I'm more a cat person than a dog person. But I don't care about dogs.
Okay. Okay. It's a respectable opinion. It's not the right opinion, but it's a
What do you
respectable one.
mean, not the right opinion? Is it only you
Dogs
can
are
choose Camp
just
A or
supreme.
Camp B?
No, 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 no.
Is it only Camp B, the dogs?
Listen, like I like cats. I think cats are cool, but dogs are just so much better. Just
Why?
it's they care about you more. They're much more fun to have around. Cats just like, oh, I hate it here, and then they just leave. That's what the cats
Cats are
do.
silly, just like
So
me.
are dogs.
If you want to sleep, a cat can just sleep next to your legs. A dog has to lie over your whole body.
That's not a reason why cats are better,
No, no,
though,
no,
is
no,
it?
no. It is a reason. Yeah. I'm sure that's a good reason.
All right. Well, we agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah, a respectable opinion. Let's.
Respectable
Yeah.
opinion. Let's move on there.
Thank you.
What was Baby Gundalf like at school?
School. Well, Baby Gundalf at school was also just very in the room. Um, I so the school system in the Netherlands, I don't know how it is in the UK and like other countries, but you started like preschool ish, which is like before middle school, where you go when you're 4. Um, and in middle school you have like 8 grades. And when you pass grade number 8, you go to high school, and there, depending on like your intelligence, you have to do 4 years, 5 years, or 6 years. And the smarter you are, the more years you do, because you learn more basic stuff to help you in your your studies later on in college. And I sat on like my middle school for the 8 years or like most people go to, most kids in the Netherlands. But it was very, very. I was just everywhere. I cannot phrase it different than that. I was
You were just
everywhere.
everywhere.
I don't have like a lot of memories about like the early middle school. The thing I do remember is that I loved maths and I hated
Okay.
Dutch. Not the Dutch, but I hated Dutch.
Oh, I hate the Dutch, so thought we
Thank
had a
you. Okay.
similarity there.
That was the end of the podcast, everyone. Thank you so much. No.
Great episode.
Because you had to read, and I can read fast, but the letters just don't get absorbed into my mind. I usually don't understand what I'm reading. I read it, but I just don't understand what's happening in like a bigger text. That I hated Dutch. But maths, on the other hand, was actually pretty good. And when it was in like the 7th grade of middle school, they already offered some of the kids like high school maths if they were interested in that. I have no idea what kind of high school maths it was, but I had like a little course with like 5 other kids around my age with that, which was pretty good, pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Gymnastics. Gymnastics was actually pretty fun.
Okay.
And the most fun thing I remember, and that thing was called apokoi, which basically means monkey box, if you literally translate it. And like the whole gymnastics room was filled with all the things you usually do or use while doing gymnastics, but it was also like the floor is lava, and there's this one monkey, and the monkey is getting out of the box and has to parkour without touching the ground, but so is everyone else, and you basically have to run from it. It's like tag with the floor is lava, and when you touch the ground, you're out, and when you get tagged, you get out. And it was so fun because it was so chaotic. Maybe that's like where my whole saga began, with being chaotic.
Maybe.
Maybe
But it's your first time being introduced to chaos.
Oh no! That happened way before that.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to tell this story a little in between. So when I was a kid, I had the pox, and to celebrate that that I got rid of the pox, we went to like Traffic Park in Assen, which is like a capital of one of the Dutch provinces, which or the park doesn't exist anymore. The province still exists. But it was basically, you get like a small car that you had to propel with your feet, and you just drive using regular Dutch traffic rules. And it was so chaotic because there were all kids between 6 and like 14 who didn't know shit about traffic and just rammed into each other. And then you heard kids crying, and then you saw like a car on its side again. It was so good. And everyone was having a grand time over there. There was like this big roundabout, and no one knew about roundabouts at that time. So It just kept going in circles, until like the whole roundabout was full. And then other kids that were really impatient tried to actually get into the roundabout, and they just crashed.
Nice.
And then that also chain reacted to like the rest, and then like a couple of kids fell. Parents came over. Oh, why did you do that? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my kid is crying. Ah! Chaos is what I'm saying. Chaos.
This is chaos. This is true chaos.
Yes. And there's also a lovely story, but this is about middle school, like not baby Dolph, but like Kitty Dolph. Kitty Dolph? Yeah, Kitty Dolph. We had like marbles. And we were, or me together with 2 other friends, where I still have like close contact with because they're one of my best friends. We did some kind of marble raffle, or like carnival events, circus things, where you can basically bet your own marbles, and win marbles if you did it right. But we had like this structure, this wooden plank that had a little bit of dents, and basically we set up like 10 marbles at the end as like bowling pins. And what you had to do is, with your marble, you had to touch as many of those marbles as you can. But if your marble falls off, you lose it. But there were a couple of dents in the plank, so every time someone tried to do something with their marble, it just flung off. And eventually we got like a big, big barrel full of marbles because we all won them. Mischievous me. Haha. I don't have the marbles anymore. Too bad. But it was a fun little game while it lasted.
Yeah. Sounds much more fun than my school.
Every time you had like a little time of playtime of 20 minutes outside, so we grabbed our small bag of marbles because if we lost them, we didn't have any backup. So yeah, you cannot win any others. So,
That's so
but we
cute.
still had a stockpile. Haha, very clever. I interrupted you. I'm sorry. What were you
No, it's
saying?
all right. I mean, I can only speak from my experience, but like in UK, like the playgrounds are pretty shit. Like it's just a big concrete area, and they're like, "Go." You're like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
playgrounds in the Netherlands are not like that at all. Some of them are in the sand, some of them are in the grass, some of them have like those softy tiles, like rubbery tiles that if you fall you don't break anything. Just get maybe a scratch or something. But actually playgrounds in the Netherlands are pretty well designed, if I do say so myself.
Netherlands sounds like a great place to grow up.
For some reason,
you know,
yes.
Go out, sick playgrounds.
You can go
else do you need as a
until
kid?
like nightfall.
Yeah, exactly.
The best place ever. So, if you ever want to grow up again, come to the Netherlands.
Guys, if you're thinking of growing up again, come to Netherlands, do it there. You'll have a great experience.
Everyone will look at you like, oh, he's a perfect. He's like, what do you mean 35? He's playing with my kids? What?
Yeah, maybe don't play with the other kids.
Just
if you're 35, yeah. Yeah. Maybe not.
If you want to grow up, go to like an adult camp and have like grown up time with them.
Adult camp. That's an interesting phrase.
Okay. Summer camp for adults.
Just sounds like some weird cult.
Yeah, the whole Netherlands is a cult, by the way. If you haven't noticed yet.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, good.
You can't leave once you're there.
I needed to state that real quick.
Yeah, on behalf of the Netherlands, they are a cult.
Yes, and we've sworn off the Belgians.
Sworn off the Belgians.
Yeah.
Well, thank God. Thank God, because that was a real concern.
Yeah, they're a little bit too French, so we said no.
No, oui, no.
We basically pulled back our borders.
Good job. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
That was a
How can we derail a podcast like this? This bad already.
If you want to derail a podcast, just get Swiss and Slough on. That's all you need.
Actually, yes, I've heard that derailing.
Yeah.
Yes, is a common topic.
To shit.
Yeah,
it goes to absolute shit. Let's move on.
Yes.
You've been to the UK. Well, I know at least twice now. I don't know if you've been more.
Nope.
Just twice.
Just twice.
You've been to Liverpool,
Mm-hmm.
and you've been to Scotland.
Yes.
What do you think? Give me your general thoughts. What surprised you, and all this and that.
Of the UK.
Yes.
In general, like the UK only. Okay. A lot of people speak British over there. There are more hills on a square mile over there than we have in the Netherlands in total.
Nice.
Actually pretty polite, but that was probably because I was far up north.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard it from the expert whispering in my ear. Yep. Basically, yeah. Just regular people. Just like I see in my daily life as well. Very multicultural, just like the neighborhood I live in, because if someone says what's the most multicultural neighborhood in the entirety of Zwolle where I live, is like, oh yeah, that's that one. Oh, that's that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's that one. Got him. Yes. So I've witnessed more foreigners in my own neighborhood than I've actually. No. Yeah. I honestly feel more foreign in my own neighborhood sometimes than I felt when going to Scotland.
Really?
Yeah.
That is interesting. Wow.
And not in a bad way, because I actually
Of course.
love every single person who lives here.
Nice.
They have like different beliefs, but I actually don't care about that, and accepting them who they are is the key to like making this neighborhood good.
Absolutely.
So everyone's very
Absolutely.
cheerful here. Not that
wow.
the UK wasn't that cheerful. I mean, I met you, of course, duh.
Well, of course, it was a special bond
Yeah.
that formed that day that we met.
I've been shaking my
And
hand for like the past 26 minutes already, but
I haven't washed my hands since touching yours.
oh,
so,
thank you.
You know,
Is it getting
it's,
greasy?
it's really bad.
Yeah, I have like multiple
Yeah.
infections already.
Yeah, it's an issue, but
I do have to bake the bread and like pack them and slice them, but I don't think people notice that their bread goes bad after like 1
No.
hour or 2 or something.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's not an
I'm
issue.
very glad we shook shaky hands in Liverpool.
Shaky hands.
Shaky hands.
Me too. Was there any like noticeable differences between Scotland and Liverpool, in your opinion?
Yeah, the accent.
Other than the accent. yeah, other than the accent.
Actually, for some reason, I felt Scotland was way more pure at heart. Like everyone over there was very genuine about what they were feeling. They expressed themselves as who they really were, and it felt more natural that way. Also because like Scotland is way less densely populated than like, for example, a Liverpool. More people know each other than the regular apartment block in Liverpool. So that was actually a pretty good, unique feeling. It's a unique feeling that just people know each other, and when you're an outsider, they look at you and they actually greet you with open arms, like "hello" or "hello."
Hello. Oh, okay, I didn't know that actually. So that's interesting to hear from someone outside of the UK originally.
So that's what also one other thing about the UK. Why on earth do you have to put out your shoes when you go through like the passport control and everything? Your luggage check. Why do you have to take off your shoes? I went back by plane in Liverpool, and everyone had to put out their shoes. And like the whole, it was on some kind of attic of like the airport, because you had to go up by escalator. Then you had like this giant room with a lot of lines for like your luggage check, your hand luggage. And then there was like an escalator down back to the main airport. But the whole attic area was smelling like feet. It was actually disgusting. I was like, why does it smell like this? But then Shorts and I saw that people had to take off their shoes before they went into like the x-ray scan thingy. It was, oh no. That's the only thing that was really weird about Liverpool. The stinky feet airport.
I just assumed that's what every airport did. I didn't know that was a UK only thing.
I don't know if it's UK only, but I've flown a couple of times already, and every time I have to go through the check in the Netherlands, you just stand in there, and it's okay. I've been through it in Spain. Okay, no problem. I've been through it in Turkey. Okay, no shoes off. Okay. The UK is like the only country so far that you have to take off your shoes. And I know like 1 out of 4. Ho ho! That's a big difference. It could be like way more countries. But so far, UK, you're on my number 1 spot of stinky feet airports.
Stinky feet airports. Number 1 is the UK. There you go.
Especially you, Liverpool, looking at you.
Wow. Calling out the whole of Liverpool.
Yeah, the whole of Liverpool.
Whole of Liverpool. Well, that is a European's guide to the UK. Thank you very much for that insight, Gundalf.
It was my pleasure sharing my knowledge of the UK with you.
Yes, thank you. I need to learn more about the UK, so thank you.
I hope you'll write this down in your report.
I am. This is what this podcast is all about.
I see.
It's all a disguise.
Very clever.
Those of you who have listened to previous episodes might know that we do a Twitter game, and you might be familiar as well, Gundalf. I don't know if you are.
A little bit, yes. But for any new person, explain.
Well, I was just about to.
Oh.
But basically, the Twitter game is that I basically stalk people's old Twitter accounts, and from as far back as possible, basically see if they can remember exactly what they have tweeted.
Have you found my Twitter?
I have not.
You have not. Okay, that's a good
I looked for it today, and I didn't find the Twitter. But what I did instead was I looked back at some of your old Twitch clips.
Oh,
and what
come
we're
on!
gonna do is I'm gonna read you. We've only got 3. No, we've got 4. Sorry. I'm gonna read you the title of the clip, and I want you to tell me what you think happens in the clip.
Okay, that's good.
So, are you ready?
I am more than ready.
You're more than ready. Wow. You're setting a very high bar here with that statement.
Bring it on.
So, first one is titled, "She's Hungry Like the Wolf."
Oh, God, I shoot. This one is like on the tip of my tongue already. Sure. Hungry like a wolf. I have no idea. I think it's in the context of me playing some kind of story game. I don't know what story game it is. But it's probably me interpreting that someone is very horny and that I am just constantly rambling on about that, but I have honestly no idea.
So the clip is actually a clip of you falling in Getting Over It, the game. And you managed to like grab on and save yourself from falling even further.
Mm-hmm.
And the clip is just titled "She's Hungry Like the Wolf." So
without any context, that's
it. The clip provides no context.
That's it.
I think it was Mouse that clipped it. I don't know for sure.
Gotta look into that now.
We gotta look into that. I was hoping you might be able to add some context, but clearly you don't know either.
I have no idea why she's hungry like a wolf.
Who knows?
I'm bamboo. I have no idea.
The next one is titled "YouTube Star."
YouTube Star. Honestly, if I have to be honest, I haven't been looking at my clips for the past 2 months. Even though people have probably made them. I have no idea. Maybe even like from before, I have no idea. But I think I'm doing some kind of generic up and running YouTube kind of intro interactions with chat at that moment that made people think it was like, oh, this is generic YouTube these days. It's a YouTube star because he does it so well, and because it's Gundalf, of course. Duh. Is that like any close to what it is?
Nope.
No.
It's a very, very good guess. And it is something that you would definitely do.
Oh.
But it's the clip is I think you're playing Minecraft, but that might not be true. The clip is you say YouTube star. Well, that's how I call my anus.
Oh, come on!
So pretty good one. Pretty good clip. It was a good guess, to be fair. I mean, but
I hate
completely
it.
wrong. The third one is titled "You Sound Like My Girlfriend."
Those are very cryptic. All three of them are very cryptic. You sound like my girlfriend.
That's what it's titled.
Oh, okay. So it has to do something with the sound that someone made.
Yeah.
It's probably someone moaning or yawning or like, oh. I have no idea where this could be from. So I'm making like a complete wild guess. So someone is moaning or like yawning or like pretending to do not want want to do something or something. And it creates just some kind of weird noise that no, that's not it. I think I'm replying to someone in chat that says oh yippee, or like a very good quote of me, and I say like, yeah, you sound like my girlfriend. No.
You were going down the right path initially.
Initially, no.
Yeah.
No, I ruined it for myself.
You're playing like Elder Scrolls, I think, and like you kill some NPC, and like they make a really strange, like you say, like moany, like death sound.
No, I was so close.
And you say thank you for that weird climax.
Oh, that's the clip from I See Now.
So that's what that's from. We have one more like little bonus one if you're down.
Yeah, okay, I'm completely down for that. Yes.
So it is titled "Affiliate Man Gets Disappointed by Cat."
Oh, that I know 100% what that is. I know 100% where that is. So there are two options. The first option is what I actually believe it is, and the second option is like my backup if I'm wrong again.
Okay.
First of all, Nolan. Someone redeems cat treat for 2,000 channel points, so I got my bag of treats, and I call Nolan upstairs. But Nolan doesn't come. That's one. Or it's number two, which is the extent of that. Nolan actually does come upstairs, goes on my desk. I put a treat in my mouth because sometimes he when I'm getting dinner, he gets sometimes some meat out of my mouth when I give it to him. So basically, he gives me a small kiss, and I put his treat in my mouth, but he just didn't get it. Is any of those two correct?
No.
No! Okay,
so
explain,
obviously it involves
please.
your cat. Obviously it involves your cat. This clip is a minute long, and I'm assuming that you recently got affiliated.
Oh no! I know it. Yes, I know it.
Go on then. Take the floor.
Yes. So Nolan is on my oh, what's it called again? I have no idea. Nolan is basically high up. And I want Nolan to jump on my back because he always does that when we're going to bed. And I'm standing there like, Nolan, come on, hop on my shoulders, hop on my back. And he just doesn't. Is that it?
You are correct.
Bottom, everyone! Yeah! Oh, that
one.
feels so
you
good.
You got one. It would take you 3 tries, but you got one.
Yeah.
You got one.
Oh, I just remembered when you said, no, you're incorrect. I was like, furious. I was fuming already, but then I realized, oh, I know.
It came to you like a message from God.
Yes. Actually, I'm quite surprised that I knew that one in the end. Oh,
I believed in you.
So
the whole
do
way.
I get like half a point? Because it was a bonus
I'll give you
question.
a full point for that. I'll give you a full point for that. You get 1 point.
So even though you gave me a bonus option, and I took 2 false tries, and I got it correct on the 3rd time, you're still giving me a full point on that?
Why are you? I'm giving you a point, man. Just take it. Like, don't argue.
Yeah, but just in case everyone is like saying to me after this podcast comes online,
okay.
oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, oh yeah, just ranting about you giving me a point. It's all your fault now, Kieran.
You can blame me. You can blame me. It's okay. Send the DMs my way. Do not have a go at Gundalf. Uh, so you've been in this little like sort of surf off woof off community for well longer than I have at
Oh,
least,
so
and
fuck yes.
for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
How did you discover this community that we're in?
Well, first of all, I know Shorts, just Shorts, Younger,
Hmm.
for at least 12 years now, because we
Wow.
met at high school. And for some reason, we wanted to play Minecraft, and we started a server just with a couple of us. And we were playing Overwatch, and at some point, um, Short was playing by himself, and he was in a team with someone called Busty Muffin and Lemons McBackflip. He played a couple of matches with them, and they basically communicated with screaming in game, like yes, like that, communicating with each other. And they had such a good laugh that they teamed up and played a couple of more rounds. And eventually, Shorts invited them to the Minecraft server. I started talking to them as well with my very broken, unaware English at that moment, because I was not very confident about my English proficiency. And I made some weird, weird typos. I made some weird pronunciations. I said like instead of bouquet, I said bucket, bouquet, or something. It sounded so weird, and they started laughing. And since then, I've been talking to them as well. They were the first people that came up with Dutch Anna, my mom's
Okay.
name, but like
Yeah.
literally translated to some, I don't know, English weird voice stuff. I don't know, Dutch Anna. And at some point, the server went down and there was like nothing anymore. But then, like 3 years ago, Shorts told me, like, oh, you still know that Lemons McBackflip guy, right? Well, now he's streaming. And I was like, oh, that's fun. So let me boot up Twitch and have a lovely time over there. And I got like involved with the community around him. And at some point, um, he did the Winter Festival of Friends 2020. Yeah, 2020. And I was like, oh, that's so good. And everyone participated in it. And like, it works the same as it does right now. You go to a stream, sometime somewhere in the stream, an image gets dropped, you save it to a folder, and eventually I won a prize, which was Risk of Rain 2. Pretty good game, by the way.
Oh wow. Yeah. Good prize.
And like the year after that, he kind of stopped, but he introduced us to Joel Rons, where he had like contact with, and which was in his Woof Off group, and a couple of others. The year after that, was it that year? No. Oh god, I've been almost streaming for 2 years now. I realize
Yep.
2020, and after like his Woof Off, I got very inspired by it, and I already like made a name of myself, who I was like in chat, and I started streaming, on New Year's Eve at like in the middle of the COVID pandemic. Why? Because I thought a lot of people were at home, just like the Wolf like from a week before that. But a lot of people were at home alone, maybe celebrating New Year's Eve with like one or two. So I was streaming Jackbox games, and a lot of people came over there, and I had like a lovely time on New Year's Eve. And a couple of times later, I raided into Lemons, I raided into Joel, and we expanded our group to like Mouse Ace. The Manikai was already there, and like a lot of others, Sloth. And eventually, we came up with the topic, yeah, Lemons isn't quite streaming anymore. Do we want to take Woof Off 2021 to ourselves? So I messaged Lemons if it was okay if we used his idea for like our own quote unquote profit, like our own community event. And it was actually a blast, and we inspired more people to stream. For example, Bob Velocity, he was very inspired by us, so he started streaming as well. And he was part of Sufoff 2022, and he's still live sometimes when he wants to. But
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
that's true.
basically how I got dragged into this community, and it's a very warm one.
It's a very nice story. I didn't expect it to be that wholesome for sure.
Yeah, it started with blah blah Sifov, and
Yeah, yeah. It's a very nice story. You mentioned earlier that you weren't as confident with your English
no.
initially, because I would say genuinely that like you have very very good English for someone that's not from obviously an English speaking country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
that's right
so,
now. Yes.
yeah, of course, of course. I know, like, so I would assumed that for years you've had good English, but obviously that's not the case.
No, no, no. Like the first couple of years of English on high school were okay-ish. I didn't get like the big sevens and eight grades. I don't know if you work with like a skill from 1 to 10, or if you work from F to A plus.
So, fun
Oh,
story.
here we go. Yes.
So, like, the exams that we take when we're 16
Mm-hmm.
are graded 1 to 9,
Yes.
with 9 being the best,
Mm-hmm.
and the exams that we take from when we're 18 are graded A to F. So, um,
Oh, that's. Oh, okay.
it's so fucking weird, but that's how it is. Um, so yeah, that's how our system works.
I see.
Continue.
So we have a skill from 1 to 10, like every educational system here in the Netherlands. And I usually got like sixes that were like, okay, just crawling over the river. Okay, you're just this fine. And like at the higher grade of high school, and when I was like diverting to like another path, you're concentrating on basically a path, which is like technical, computery, uh, nature, or sciency. So you're actually focusing on one of those four branches when you go from
Yeah.
third to fourth grade in high school. And everyone just had to take the basic Netherlands or Dutch language, English, or you had to do maths, or you had to take another language with that, basically, to
Okay.
have like a standard package of those are at least three classes that you did like graduated. And in fourth grade, we had this teacher, um, and she was actually very weird. She was getting old. When she leaned over, you saw her saggy bobbas. She was so weird, but I was in that era with shorts, and we had like a friend group called Team Vera. Why Team Vera? Because we had a Coke bottle that this Coke belongs to Vera, and that was like our
Oh
cult,
my god.
our cultist artifact or something. So
Yeah.
I actually made. I think I have them still somewhere in my room. I made some magazines with like comics in them about our adventures as like Team Vera. Very fun thing. And at some point, we started naming our teachers to uh, and like not their real names, but I was also doing a Pokemon Fire Red playthrough on my phone with like an emulator. And for some reason, we gave Pokemon the names of our teachers because that's funny,
Of course.
of course.
Of course. Of course.
At some point, I got a Weedle in Viridian Forest, and I called that one, don't quote me why, Gundalf. Basically, Shorts and I have been playing on an MMORPG Minecraft server, which is pretty good. And there was this story quest about the Lord of the Rings, but it was called the Lord of the Clock. So everyone's first letter and last letter of their name was sometimes switched about, and every vowel was a U. So we had Gandalf, so that became Gundalf. And you had
Right,
Bilbo, which became Bulbu. Bilbu. Very fun. So we started naming the Weedle Gundalf for some reason, and that Weedle for some reason got hair eventually, and that Weedle transformed from a body of balls to a body of arms and legs and a chest, and that Weedle evolved into having glasses and a mouth instead of instead of a nose with teeth. And that's how like the modern Gundalf was born. Like how everyone draw Gundalf, how we all know it right now.
Yeah.
And I took that name over to my Twitch, of course. But to come back to like our English teacher, that was Gundalf. And we called her Gundalf for whatever reason. It was funny. It was a name she couldn't be angry at because she didn't know what it was. I actually got to like the final day of school in an outfit she was wearing all of the time, so that was pretty funny, with a wig,
Nice.
grey wig,
Nice.
very good, and her trolley, of course.
Yep.
But she was a disaster at English. She was actually
Oh my god.
so bad. She was making more fun of her own students than actually teaching us.
Fucking hell.
And the thing that kicked me down into like wanting to learn English was, at some point we were all reading the same book. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't. Oh, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. That's the book we all had to read in class. And at the first lesson, everyone had to read like a page in English, like speaking for like the whole class. And I wasn't that okay with speaking English for like a lot of people because I was still insecure about it. But then I pronounced a lot of words very differently, and she was correcting me all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that gave me such a drop down to like, no, forget about English. I don't want to speak English anymore. That I was like, ha ha, fuck you, Gundalf, ha ha. I still passed, but I didn't like it. But then when I was talking to Shorts, and he was going to play Overwatch with me, and eventually with Lemons and Busty, I had to talk English.
Yeah.
I was still like, I don't like it. But then I made some other friends over the internet. For example, about 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago, I met Lion Fang, and he was a friend of a classmate of mine, and we were going to play some games, obviously, because what doesn't a gamer do? Not gaming. And we were talking and talking, and we were talking more English, and he was the reason I was getting comfortable about talking English. And he pushed me, well, he didn't literally push me to the limit, that I wanted to stream what I was doing, because what basically, the thing was, I was on my Discord channel, streaming a game in a voice chat to maybe 1 or 2 people, that they could talk to me. In the background, I was doing some games, obviously, and that was it. But then I was inspired by Lemons' Winter Festival of Friends that I wanted to stream as well. So he actually got me into this stadium that I wanted to speak English instead of not wanting to actually suppress my English intellect. And that's how I got like into a more fluid state of speaking English than I was like 10 years ago.
Well, there you have it.
A big loop back to the first question.
It all comes full circle.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? How about that? I have one more question for you, Gundalf.
Ask right away, Kieran.
Did you finish getting over it?
Yes, I have finished getting over it.
Good lad. Good lad. I just, I didn't see a clip when I was looking through, and I was just like, I want to make sure that you've finished it. You didn't give up.
I will send you a screenshot ASAP.
I believe you.
No. I'll send you a screenshot ASAP.
You send the proof.
Of me getting the achievement that I got over it.
Well, there you
Did
go.
no one make a clip out of that?
I didn't find one. It might exist, but it might exist with down the bottom of the pile. I didn't find one.
Absolute shit that they don't make a clip of my achievements, but make clips of everything else.
With your cat rejecting you? Absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Infuriating.
Gundalf,
yes.
Where can they find you?
Where can they find me? Well, that's on twitch.tv/GekkeGundalf or GekkeGundalf if you want to pronounce the hard G, or G if we say it. There you go. That's where you can find me.
That's where you can find this delightful man. Very, very chaotic man, but delightful nonetheless. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much, Kieran. It was a pleasure speaking with you, talking about myself, which I usually do not do. And I had a lovely time.
It was a pleasure to hear about my friends, as always, and it's why I love doing this. And I definitely try and get you back on for one of those more chill episodes, like the one with Sloth and Swiss that was released a couple of weeks ago, because I got a lot of good feedback on that, and I want to do that sort of thing more. So if you're down for it, absolutely love to have you back on. Thank you everyone for listening. If you're not already following me on Spotify or subscribed on YouTube, I would say that you should do that, because I'm a legend and I get legendary people like Gundalf onto the pod. You heard it here first, everyone. I am away when this comes out, so if there's any trouble with it, then I won't be able to fix it immediately, but please do let me know anyway. Hopefully it will release fine, but I will be away for the whole week when that comes out, so we will see. Gundalf, do you have any last words for the listeners at home?
I want to thank my mom for being not home right now and not screaming, "Oh, I'm home!" I want to thank my neighbor's kids for not screaming outside the window. They actually went inside instead of jumping on the trampoline. I want to thank Nolan for not pushing aside my microphone because he wants attention. And I want to thank you, Kieran, for inviting me for a lovely podcast. And of course, the viewers for listening to my voice for a really long time.
It is a long time, but we need this time to learn and to grow as a community. That's what I say.
Wise words.
The wisest of words. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Boom shakalaka.